Hey everyone, right now we're going to see what the steep 10% grade culvert is doing during the drought. We got a bunch of tadpoles right here in the water. That water's actually freezing cold, did not expect that. The water here may be deeper than it was a couple days ago because we did have a quick downpour in the area, about 2 inches of rain. So I stuck around in the area after making that video about the impacts on the drought, because I was going to set a bunch of trail cameras up along rivers and in culverts. After checking the cameras, not one of them showed anything exciting. None of the rivers went up at all. The one culvert I left it in, it went from dry to trickling less than half an inch. Very boring. Whoa. I'm doing this today without my big high boots, and it is absolutely freezing. This water that you're seeing here might not be able to completely stop flowing for a long time. I bet this is spring water coming out of the mountain. Just being in here for the past minute, my feet are already numb from it. So cold. What are all the spider friends up to today? Yes, it literally hurts walking in this water. It's so cold. But yet it's in the 80s outside today. Look how big this spider is. Huge. There's a couple of them. Water's pretty cold, I can feel it. You see how the end there is deteriorated down to rebar? That's because of road salt. Actually, a matter of fact, up the entire pipe is like that. Look at that, you can see like halfway storm drains are dumping, and that's just mountain runoff and stuff. So somebody in my comments recently just said something about this culvert, so I thought I'd go check it out while we're in the area, and it's very dry. Oh, more of these gigantic spiders. I'd personally rather the black widows, because I'm probably going to end up walking through one of these guys' webs. At least I can walk here on the edge, out of the water for the moment. I should have brought a headlamp. Last time we came in here, there was so many frogs. At least we have measurements. We're 25 feet deep into the culvert. This is 25 feet until the end. You see how the end like slopes down like that? I don't know what the reason behind that is. Is there a vent on the ceiling? It might be to allow air in. Here we have 2 frogs right. As soon as we get up here a bit, there's a bottleneck, and it goes into a metal culvert. Last time we explored this, it was pretty dangerous because the water was flowing too hard, and it begins going down very steep. If you can see up there in the end of the tunnel, it looks like there's a glimmer of light. No, it's not. That culvert down there is shiny, and the light from where I just came from is just lightly reflecting down there. So many spiders. It's kind of cool how they sprayed concrete all over the inside of this culvert to get it to last longer. This is how they were able to put this culvert in going through the mountain. We're underneath the road right now. They just buried this river underneath. "200 feet. Now we're gonna try to go pretty far in here today. Last time a lot of the comments were mad at me, and it appears people just shut the video off when I said I was turning around, but I guess people didn't stick around long enough to see me go in the other end. So we basically got the entire thing on camera anyways. Because we can't come out the end of this. It comes out into a giant structure and you're gonna be like 20 feet off the ground. Whoa, big toad. Wow. Can you guys see that? Does that look really cool or what? That's awesome. I hear that toad. Is he coming closer to me? Yep, see there's a bottleneck here and it goes right in. I guess we can keep going. The water going over the corrugated is actually loud. That is actually making noise. Look, if you see how it goes. You know what the engineers are probably assuming? Right here, it's a big pipe. It's going slow. But as it speeds up, you can get more water through a smaller pipe. What is that? Somebody's reusable shopping bag. It's a good thing I brought my ice cleats. I can tell this would be really slippery without them. Water is moving really fast. Wow, there's a lot of rusting happening. This rusting wasn't happening just a couple years ago. Because a couple years ago, this pipe was still fairly new. Is that what they used as reinforcements for the concrete? Whoa, spider web. Yeah, the whole bottom of this is kind of mucky and rusty. A lot different than last time we came here. Wish I brought a stick. There's a lot of cave spiders. It's windy in here, so it must draw a lot of bugs. This is also very slippery. I remember last time I did this, I was wearing the big tall boots, and the water was rushing so fast that it was literally getting inside them.
And against my feet. Whoa! But I can.
It was blasting all over my body. And I also was wearing ice cleats to grip the bottom of this. I'm not wearing those today. So this is actually pretty slippery. I just have to try to walk on, you see the sections? Each section of culvert is only about 18 inches or so. It looks like they had a lot of assembly when they built this. We got some nice river foam. We're going around a corner, so there will be no more seeing light. At least we're still running on 100% battery. I'd be concerned if we were already starting to run down. I gotta watch myself. I could slip in here pretty easily.
But they didn't add them this far. Just checking to make sure my cleats are on tight.
Part of a car bumper. Getting slippery. Should have brought something to drink. Staying crouched like this such a long time is using a lot of energy and making me thirsty. That's really eerie, those loud jake breaks on the hill above us when we're in here. Alright, this is where we get to the dangerous part. Because right now we're only at a couple percent of a grade, but now it goes down very steep. And there's more river foam. And some groundwater leaking out of the joints. Now I gotta be careful. This is where I could slip. But you see how the water's woo, woo, woo. It's not going very fast. Last time it was blasting. We're probably that water line. Now the daylight you're seeing down at the end is inside of a big structure. Because if this thing ever got to capacity, it would cause so much erosion damage to the riverbed because this smooth culvert would get it going so fast. That's why they need to have a structure. So the end of this, it's smack up straight against concrete. Then it falls into the structure on top of more baffles. And then it's released into the river at a slower speed. Alright, I'm doing pretty good now. Gonna keep it nice and slow. Nice and easy so I don't fall. Also don't want to fall because I'm probably going to get hurt on all these bolts. The water is accelerating a little bit, but nowhere near dangerous like last time. Last time, what my mindset was thinking was, if I slipped and fell, I'd probably be able to catch myself on the culvert with my hands. But when I got to the end, everyone got mad when I turned around because I know the likelihood of me catching myself and not going over this was less likely. So this is probably about where I turned around last time. And you can probably imagine why. But we're back today. That was a good idea. Oh, spider web. Oh, spider in my hair. These spiders are usually pretty nice and they won't bite you unless they're really scared. I've only ever once got bitten by a black widow and it just made some swelling for myself.
Once again, I am not slipping at all. All against those flat edges. The round edges, forget about it. If it was all round, we wouldn't be doing this. This looks like a really high quality metal culvert. It looks like it's galvanized. As a precaution, I'm walking even further to the edge to increase my traction. Because every foot I lift up, it wants to lift me.
What's that weird thing hanging from the ceiling? Starting to get very loud as we approach the waterfall. Oh, this is water too. I thought I was hearing what's at the end. Up until now, I literally thought that this was something hanging in the culvert until I got closer to it and could see. Look at this, so much condensation. It's so cold, we're so deep in the ground. Now, where's this water coming from? Is it supposed to be doing that, or is that just that much groundwater pressure? It might just be groundwater, because I see a lot of dripping out of other spots. It is crystal clear, though, whatever it is. Let's walk around that. Oh, see the water pouring out of the bolts? Yes, the culvert is just under extreme pressure. But let me try to get around that without getting a shower. You see, I have to stay in the middle. If I walk here or here, I will literally fall. That's how slippery the edges of a culvert like this are. I'm happy I did this the way I did. Not having boots on is definitely keeping me cool in here on such a hot day.
We're not going. I was right. There is a waterfall there. So we're going to make our way back. I am now fighting the current.
Now, last time we were here, the water was blasting so hard it was hitting that wall. Isn't it cool? When it's flowing really hard, it smashes against that wall, gets forced down, and gets even more slowed down by those baffles. This itself would be a nice place on a hot day. You could stand underneath this, nice freezing water, sit down in here. That's kind of cool. Last time, I couldn't even get inside this structure. It was flowing so hard. Between those things, those were like places you could sit were underwater. It was blasting between those. It's amazing how slow the water is in this drought. Like, if I literally walk upstream a quarter mile, like, I get out of the culvert, walk up another quarter mile, this river just dried up completely. Everything here is coming out of the ground within that tiny little stretch. And that is why it's so cold. It's all completely groundwater. Carefully walking around this again. Now, I don't have to worry as much going uphill about slipping, so I can walk a bit faster. I'm gonna need a drink after this. Alright, we're about to go into that section of pipe that levels out. No more steep incline. Yep, we've leveled out. Much easier to walk now. %75 battery remaining. I can't see daylight yet, but we are about to go around the corner. Yep, here we are. Now, as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to take a ride down to the bottom of this so you can see what the structure looks like from outside. I do bet this was flowing a little bit less a couple days ago. But I'm sure we'll be right back in that situation soon. All right, we're back into the concrete-coated corrugated pipe, and it gets so dark in here. Not as much illumination. Oh, it feels hot already. I can already feel the air from outside where it's about 88 degrees Fahrenheit getting sucked in here because there's a constant draft in here. That's why culverts like this, you don't really have to worry about obnoxious gases suffocating you.
What kind of bag is that? We'll see in a minute. Finally! Oh, I can stretch and stand up again. Oh, that feels so nice to be able to just stand up in here. Look at the frogs again.
There's the big toad friend again. Now I'm a bit sweaty. Walking in the cold water feels really good. Now I gotta look out for spiders. There's some pretty big ones hanging up here. The walls are pretty wet in here. Whoa! You guys got a spider on me. Gotta keep my head pretty low. What's that? A drill bit. I gotta keep myself pretty low. There's lots of spider friends in here. Not exactly sure what these guys are called, but I know I have a whole bunch of them around outside the lights where I live, and they're awesome at collecting bugs. Now the water's getting cold again. So typically there'd be pretty good current here. Most of the current now, I believe, is coming from here where the mountains are, because this way here it dries up. Lots of tadpoles. Here's the end of the concrete slab. Got another spider friend there. The bottom is starting to rot out, rusting rebar, probably because of the road salt that causes the concrete damage. Yeah, this stream bed dries up in a couple, maybe another 100 more feet. I think it's only full because this whole thing is ponding. I don't believe anything's really coming from this direction. All right, everyone, here we are at the bottom of that steep grade. There's the structure where that culvert pours into. We're gonna go take a look at it. You can see by the road how steep it really is. It's really hard to get down inside this thing, as I learned last time. But maybe the trees aren't as thick this year, since everything is seemingly dying out from the drought. See, there's a lot of pine trees turning brown. This area is not as affected as some others. You can still see some water down there trickling. You know what? This might be our best bet down there. As long as these rocks stay together and don't roll like that. I'm actually sitting down right now. Less likely to slip. And once I'm down here, it'll be easier to find a way back out. Yeah, once I get here, I basically have access right up there. In years past, I wouldn't have been able to do this. The water was so high. Wouldn't have been able to walk up the stream bed. I'm scaring lots of fishing spiders as I walk. A lot of them hanging out. It already starts to feel pretty nice and cool here as I can feel the breeze coming out of the tunnel. Because it sucks warm air in the other side, it cools it down, and it's really nice here.
Yep, you see there is a big waterfall in there. Alright. Wow, there's so much mess. See that wall there? That wall is stopping from coming out of here too fast. And those blocks on the ground. Those blocks on the ground is to slow it down. It would be an awesome place for a hot day. The mist in there is nice.
I see a bunch of frogs hanging out with the iron bacteria. Look at these massive spider webs. And take a look at that massive spider up there. That spider that's slowly lowering itself down, end to end, is more than 3 inches. Take a look at this culvert. Whole bottom's completely rotted out. That probably goes up to a storm drain. Let's step inside. It feels so cool in here. It's nice. Really, really nice. Walking through spider webs. It's a great place to be a spider. A good breeze blowing a bunch of bugs into the web. I've never seen it high enough to be coming out of there, but last time we came to check this place out, I would not have been able to walk right here. The current was so strong going through this hole. Got really cool baffles. And that's where we just were, up in there. Might make a good place for a shower on a warm day. Now, have you guys noticed all the bolts and plugs around the culvert as they put it together? Look at this. One of the plugs. And a bolt right there. Yeah, there's a nice breeze coming out of here. Time to make my way back up to the road. Now I wonder if this right here was put here intentionally by the DOT or not. If it was intentionally, I would assume that they want a little bit of water staying in here so the waterfall doesn't make a hole. Bright orange, iron bacteria. Now last time, this is how I got up and down here. Still looks like a really good option. But I think I'm gonna choose this route. It's a bit steeper, but it's quicker out of here. Yeah, right here. Got another storm drain culvert. And we're out of here. Nice and simple. I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Cool, look what I just found in the ditch.